Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we are back on the free-to-play and we're going to talk about another faction wars that I managed to beat. And I'm not going to lie, this was one of the most painful things I have ever done in Raid. And maybe Bomber was worse, because I had a day when Bomber first came out that I spent like 10 hours doing just Bomber. But I released a video a while back, I think it was over a week ago, when I 3-starred Night Revenants, and I said this is the worst and the hardest faction out there. And there was a few comments that said, well, that wasn't that. It was people disagree. They said and they think that the hardest one was Skinwalkers. Well, I'm gonna tell you that yes, that is true, because that's what I'm gonna show in this video today, and it was quite a painful experience. However, I want to show it's gonna be something really fun, because I guess I can call this free-to-play friendly if you have done the previous fusions. Because the team that I used to beat at, even though it required a ton of RNG and some good luck and some specific builds, the team that I used to beat at was this one. Reservarg, 2 Satyrs, a Kemptum, and Loriaka. The only problem that I had in this team was the fact that I have no Reviver, so that makes it a faction war 10 times harder, because if somebody dies and you're trying to 3-star it, you have to start again. So that was my main problem, and I'm not gonna lie, I think I did it for like 4 hours trying different builds and all that, but I came to certain builds that actually worked well, plus obviously I had some good RNG. But let's go and check through the run itself to see how it actually worked. And it was a bit tricky, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, it was a bit tricky because, well, mainly the survivability was the problem. That's why you see both of my Satyrs being 5-star. So I tried to use them at only 4-star level 40, but that was just not enough. The boss was hitting too hard and he was either one-shotting them or getting them really close to die, and I just could not keep them alive. That was a massive problem. I had both of them previously in Relentless. Okay, Relentless kind of seems to be the best one for them, because you kind of want them to get extra turns so they can come back to the A2 as soon as possible. But the other problem that I had was the fact that both of my Satyrs were not booked, okay? Having them booked helps you, because that A2, which basically what it does is it depletes 60% of the turn meter. It hits at random, but it's still 60% is a huge amount of turn meter, but it's on a 4-turn cooldown. So my Satyrs right now have it on a 4-turn cooldown because, like I said, I did not book them, I did not plan for this, I did not save up for this. So a little bit of advice for you: if you're struggling, if you don't have the Reviver yourself, try to save at least one Satyr and then just keep buying copies of him, because you know what, he's an uncommon. He's an uncommon. You can get him from mystery shards, you can keep buying him from the marketplace, or you can even farm him from the campaign, okay? But maybe I would not suggest going to farm him from the campaign, because I guess you're losing out on experience. But if you don't have any other choice, you might have to go there. And yeah, after you have him booked, that's gonna help you a ton, because I just keep talking about Satyrs because their kit is actually awesome. This is somebody that I suggest to people to use even for Fire Knight early on, if you don't have better turn meter control options, if you don't have multi-hits and all that, because he also brings a decreased speed on the A1. So Satyrs are actually pretty good champions. Like the way that I've done Fire Knight 16 on previous free-to-play accounts was whatever 3 champions I had plus a Satyr and an Armiger, okay? Because Satyr, like I said, brings 4-hitter on the A2 that depletes turn meter. Every hit does 15% turn meter decrease. Then a baby decreased speed on the A1. So that's, you know, paired with an Armiger, it gives you enough time to rotate through your skills and keep the boss's turn meter down. So when we got to the boss, the main problem that I had was trying to keep the ads controlled first of all, and then also trying to kill them as soon as possible, because I want my Satyrs to only be hitting the boss, okay? Because otherwise, if I use their A2 on the boss, as you can see, only one hit went on him, the other ones went on the side ad. So I kind of need that hit to always go on the boss. So my goal was try to kill the boss as soon as possible, the ads as soon as possible. As you see, I was lucky I did not get crit. If I would have gotten crit, maybe somebody would have died already. So this was the tricky thing. I had to get turns back for my people to heal up from the regen sets and from the other stuff. I A1 there with Loriaka because, as you saw, I wanted to steal that increased speed. That's something that, you know what, Loriaka actually has an interesting use in this team, because she also places what's it called, block debuffs. That can be helpful. Not only does it place that, it also boosts the turn meter by 30%. So as you saw there, I managed to get myself another turn, which means I can get back to my satyrs so that they can do their A2 faster. So even though she's kind of meh as a champion, she has an amazing use in Faction Wars, I'm not gonna lie. Loriaka can be really helpful in Faction Wars. I didn't even book her, I did not give her masteries, but she brought me the stuff that I needed, okay? She brought me, like I said, the turn meter boost, the buffs steal on the A1 if I have to steal buffs. But as long as you control the way that you do your buffs and debuffs, you should be pretty fine. Also, you're gonna see that because I have two of them, I always try to rotate with the turn meter skill so that the boss's turn meter is always down. I think right now I have it from this one, boom, turn meter down. I'm saving the second one because I should have enough time to come back to it, because I have the decreased speed on the boss, plus I have the increased speed from Razelvarg. So I just keep alternating their decreased speed, and if I had them both booked, this would have been so much easier. But because I don't have them booked, it's a bit tricky, it's a bit scary with timing, so, you know, it took me a little bit of a try, it took me some good RNG as well, but the goal is to try, like I said, kill the ads if you're trying to do a team like this with satyrs, and maybe you have a Kemptom or somebody else that does poisons, but you want to kill the ads, and you want to make sure that the boss does not get that swap, does not do that swap again, okay? Because if he does that, and he throws back all of those poisons, and you don't have a cleanser, which I think it's only Hakorn that does cleanse in this faction, you're gonna have a problem. You're gonna have a massive problem with all those poisons taking, and yeah, that's gonna be so much harder for you to deal with. But as you can see, this one went pretty well. The RNG went pretty well for me on the waves as well, because the main thing I had to do was pass the waves with everybody alive and hopefully full HP or as close to full HP as possible. Because if I came with them over here to the boss part and somebody was half health, well, the boss, you saw how hard the boss hits, I would have been killed. And I don't have any decreased attack in the team either, so, you know, there's so many things that were hard for me to deal with, and like I said, I tested so many things that it was just, it was insane. I even had my what's it called, my Razelvarg in a stun set for this team. I'm gonna show you the builds after this round finishes, but yeah, the boss should die now from the poisons, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, see, this is one tricky thing, you saw that? Even though the boss is almost there, let me show you again, see? Even though the boss is, wait 1 second, okay, so even though the boss is almost dead, usually this one that swaps the HP, he starts doing the HP swap once he's over here, okay? But sometimes, I don't know, I'm not 100% sure if it happens always, but I've seen it a lot of times. If he has this available and there's lots of debuffs, he's gonna do the spread instead, like the exchange of buffs and debuffs instead of doing the HP swap. So that's something that kind of saved me here. If he would have done the HP swap, I would have had to go all over again, but that was tricky. If a Kempton would have gotten a turn, that would have been game over for me. Because guess what, had poisons, and like I said, you don't want those poisons coming back on you. So this was the team that I used for my Skinwalkers 21, and it was painful. Let's have a quick look at the builds though. So like I said, I had first of all a Kempton. I took him to 6-star because I was annoyed, but I think he would have worked in the end even at 5-star. Maybe 6-star gave him more survivability stats. He was in stun set, perception plus revenge. These are the stats I have on him. I'm gonna quickly go through them in case you wanna have some ideas of what I actually had. Then I had Loriaka Great Hoof. I built her in a Guardian because I tried to soak up some of the damage that the satyrs take and some of the other squisher champs onto her. So built her with that plus Immortal, and these are the stats that I had on her. Again, she's not god tier, but she did her job. Same way that I showed you yesterday that Maruka helped me for the Orcs faction war, same way Loriaka helped me over here. So if you have her, and you're like, what the hell do I use her for? Just take her to 50, don't need to 6-star her, don't need to book her, don't need to give her masteries. She's gonna work at 50 for you, and she's pretty helpful for faction wars. Then after that I have Razelvarg. Like I said, I already took a piece of gear from here over him. That was an attack percent chest, because that was on my clan boss champ. But I had him in a stance plus some perception. He was somewhere around like 180 speed, but he gained so much more speed from his passive. And basically, I built him in a stance set, but with damage, because I needed to do some extra damage apart from the poisons that the Kempton did. Then I had the Satyrs built. They were both built in Immortal plus Regen, because, you know what, like I said, I tried Relentless, they were not surviving enough, but Regen, it helped me. I just took most of the best Regen that I had, I used it on them, and, well, these are the stats that I got on them, and it helped me. One thing to keep in mind, in order for Satyr to do their kit properly, you need 100% crit rate and accuracy, because in order to land debuffs and push back turn meter, you need accuracy. So this is Satyr number 1, then this one was actually in Regen plus Perception, this was Satyr number 2. So again, not the craziest fast, but 100% crit rate, over 200 accuracy, and then try to make them survive. And yeah, I think that was it for those builds that I used in there. But one thing I do want to mention to you right now is what's gonna happen now with the Satyrs. Well, even though they're level 45, they're gonna be 5-star chickens. I'm not gonna use them anywhere else on the account. For faction wars, I don't care about fighting the high stages anymore, so I can use some other leftover Skinwalkers champs that I have, throw some gear on them, and still farm stage 16, 17, 18, doesn't matter. I don't have to always farm 20 and 21 for now. I have other areas in the game that I need to improve. I'm just doing my best to 3-star all of the faction wars so that I can get Lydia, and after I get Lydia and work on other stuff, and maybe I want to improve my teams again, I can start building some other champions. But for now, well, like I said, these 2 Satyrs will be 2 5-star chickens that I'm going to use for other stuff. So yeah, this was a really tough one. Like I said, it was really painful. I did not show you all the fails because, like I said, I spent like 4 hours on it to do it. But I just wanted to show you the end result, explain to you a little bit the team that I was using, why I was using it like that. And yeah, hopefully this is gonna give you some ideas, because maybe Skinwalkers is the last one that you guys are trying to beat that stops you from getting Lydia. Well, this is one of those tips for you. So yeah, I'm progressing pretty good. I'm at 822 out of 945. So I'm expecting by the end of this month to have Lydia. And once I do that, well, I'm going to be giving the account away. But yeah, there's going to be some other stuff that I need to work on. But for now, I think these two I'm not going to push too hard. For Silver Watchers, I'm waiting for Emic. Speaking of Emic, I think I'm on track right now. I have 150 fragments. I finished the artifact enhancement. I even went all the way because, again, I built stuff for Faction War, so I was really close to getting the book. I just finished and got the book as well. The Dungeon Divers is going to be a little bit scary, though. This one's, I know it's for 4 days, but 4,800... Yikes, this is gonna be painful. Hopefully, I mean, I do have enough gems luckily to do that, but hopefully once the reset happens, hopefully we do get the energy back here again to help us with that. Otherwise, if you don't have stuff stocked up, it's going to be hard. When it comes to the tournaments, well, I finished the champion training again. I got the fragments from here. Again, I think I'm just gonna level up a few more things to get the other book, because epic books are always good. I need to progress epics for faction war, so I'm gonna take any book that I can. Arena is usually easy, and then the ice golem. Honestly, for ice golem, I'm just doing stage 20. I don't care that much on this account right now for the gear from ice golem, and other levels are not 100% reliable, so I'm trying not to waste any energy. So I'm just doing stage 20 because it's the most efficient. From the point of how many points you get per energy spent, stages 20 are the best. And like I said, it's 100% for me, so I'm just gonna farm it over here. And I might not go all the way, but I might go all the way because there's nothing that coincides with this Dungeon Divers for a day. So I think it's on Wednesday, Ice Golem finishes, and Fire Knight starts the next day. So might as well just finish that, and then maybe for the rest I'm just gonna do Spider to give myself some more silver. But yeah, hope the fusion goes well for you guys as well. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below so I can try and help as many of you out there to get this fusion, because Emic can be, I think, is going to be a pretty amazing champion for most people to have. If you're early, mid, end game, doesn't matter. I think we're definitely going to find a use for him. But yeah, this is going to be it for the video. As always, guys, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm going to see you all in the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.